Sometimes I can go around here and
I know.
talk to it.
I'm not like that.
Yeah, but you have to be. It's a podcast.
Yeah. It's not going to be my vibe.
What's your vibe?
I just like having a chat.
that is the same vibe.
there
We're having
happens
the
to be a
same vibe.
microphone I'm trying to avoid.
You can't. For the podcast, it is required that you don't avoid the microphone.
We'll see.
5, 6, 7, 8. We got Big Theater Kid Energy.
Hello and welcome to Big Theater Kid Energy, your least pretentious theater review podcast. I am your host, Ryan Garcia. I went and saw Sylvia Sylvia at the Geffen Playhouse. It is running through March 8th, and I went and saw it with my wife, Kelly Walker, and she has graciously agreed to record with me today on Valentine's Day.
It's true.
Happy Valentine's
Happy
Day,
Valentine's
my love.
Day, babe.
How are you doing?
Oh, good. I just painted my nails pink for Valentine's Day.
Yes, you did.
Feeling in the spirit.
Just to go like behind the curtain a little bit, when I first got invited to Anne Juliet, you got super excited because you were like, oh, this is great. Now I'll get to go to all these openings with Ryan.
Yeah, it was like one of my manifestations was getting to go to more theater together.
and instead, I was like, oh, opportunity.
Yeah.
And I started a podcast, and you've only been invited one other time because I interviewed Douglas Lyons.
Yes.
For Table 17 because he was the writer. He didn't need me to bring him to the show, and you got to come with me. But look at this, episode 20, you came with me
Finally got access again.
to an opening night, which I think the best opening night in LA is
The Geffen.
The Geffens.
I don't know a lot of
night.
I don't have a lot of compare and contrast, but I love the Geffen opening
I've been to a few
nights.
others, and everyone does it up, but the Geffen, like their like professional photographer took a photo of everyone standing out with the past apps, waiting for us to come out post-show, and it was just like an army of caterers ready to service all these
I saw
little...
that photo. I thought that was actually a photo you took.
Right?
And I was like, damn, Ryan's like getting some professional.
What the iPhone can do these days.
Yeah, no.
For those of you who don't know, Kelly Walker is multifaceted. You're a writer. You're a director. You're an actor. You're an editor. You do so many things within this industry. You have an incredible resume as an actor.
I love that you have to look at it.
Everybody, because I just don't want to mess up.
Okay.
It's the fear of screwing up.
Got it. Okay. I was like, is he
I'll look
really?
you right in the eye.
Okay.
You did Everybody Hates Chris. You did Last Man Standing. You had a run on Swamp Thing, recurring on that as well. And you were also in SWAT after you already turned away from acting to focus on writing. Your directorial and writing debut was My Fiona, which was a beautifully told movie about grief and relationships and friendship, and when those lines get blurred, and sexuality. And now you really focused on writing, and I'd love you to just like jump in and tell me what was it like to make that decision to go from acting and really focus on writing? Because I will say, just spoiler alert, the writing has really been successful. You've really taken off in a big way. You have this new script, Stag the Bull. It's being produced by Barnstorm and Megamix. It's out to studios. Who knows where? But like, you've just like taken a rocket ship in this industry in writing. And what was it like to make that decision to switch from acting to writing?
Well, I think I was always writing. I think when I was 9, 10 years old, when I started making movies, it was the full package. It was writing, directing, acting, editing, producing. I was doing all the parts. So it feels like it was almost like a return to what began as this journey. Like if I look at my old diaries, there's just dialogue written down throughout, just like these like stories of these characters.
When you're saying your dialogue in your diaries, are you saying like you were like, so today I was talking with this...
No, they're just like random scenes I used to write. Yeah, that just like would just be in between Dear Diary, and then just be like JK, just these strange little scenes. Orphan children, or like Spy Kids, or
Orphans in the Storm.
or sure. Still never really fully got that one.
Part of my vows, nobody understood it.
Nope, not including me. I did not understand it.
And so you always kind of felt like you were always driving, your real passion for storytelling was in writing.
Well, see, I don't even know. I don't know if I've even like really fully assessed it in the sense that like, is that my full passion, or do I just love it all? And then do I feel the most fulfilled in writing?
Right.
It could be that. I think I really like being alone.
Uh-huh.
and writing allows me to be alone.
Okay, cool. It's really just your want to be a hermit.
Let me try to
Because it's funny because you go on writers' retreats with other people.
I do love to be with people
You
who
and
are writing.
you and your coven
Let me
go
try
on writers'
again.
retreats all the time.
We do love.
You share rooms. I don't even know what this alone thing is.
Okay, I guess let me say it's less about being alone. It's more about I love being in my head. That's what it is. I love making up stories in my head. I love living in there for way too long. I think I'm bad at talking about myself.
No, you're doing a wonderful job.
Okay.
And it's interesting too because, most actors that I encounter here in LA or really anywhere in the country, they started with a love for theater.
Yeah.
And a love for being on stage. And a big part of some of the bug that hits them is the first time they get applause or a laugh on stage. But you have no interaction with that. Your whole history comes from filmmaking. I love the story of you getting your editing software as a child. And the most you'd run home from school so you could open your editing.
My Adobe Premiere manual.
So that you could read.
My little highlighter.
And how do I do this with the edit? And where do I, highlighter too? I didn't know about the highlighter.
Yeah, you just highlight the notes, the pieces in the manual.
Wow.
I know.
You were a full-on nerd.
I am a full-on nerd.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed. Theater, being on stage terrified me.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to wet my pants a little right before going on stage out of just I don't know, my body just couldn't handle it.
That's not hyperbole. You actually wet your pants.
Yes.
Okay.
I think every time I was on stage, my pants were a little bit wet.
Okay.
It was just not a pleasant experience.
Uh-huh.
And whatever the adrenaline rush or that time on stage, it didn't outweigh the fear of going on.
Right.
So even auditions weren't to that extent. And set, I always felt very comfortable on a film set because I understood what everybody was doing.
Right.
I'd been behind the camera. I had been the writer. I felt more at ease there. And I think there was just too much focus on the actor on a stage that I was like, don't look at me.
Yeah, and there's something about acting on stage that if something happens, you can't call cut. You can't just take it back to one. You got to find a way to fold that into the action.
And I have nightmares about going on stage as an actor when I never did it. It's just a nightmare.
You still have the actor's nightmare.
I still have the actor's nightmare of something that I've never quite
experienced.
experienced.
Also acted quite a bit.
Yeah, but I guess no, there is some on set recurring nightmares too.
Okay.
Yeah, they interchange. But
wow.
Yeah, I still get that. And I think when you're writing, you get to be the one, not I hate the word perfect, but doing the version you want people to see.
There's so much control.
Yeah, and I love control.
You do like control. Look,
Yeah.
we agree on that. We both love control.
Yes, we do. Which does not make us the perfect partnership.
Oh, no, I think it's pretty good. I think I've gotten really good at letting you take control when you deserve it.
And I feel like I've gotten really good at
I think that you are really good at taking the control, and I'm like, hey, c'est la vie. Take it.
I'm really good at it too. Just then I let you keep going.
You did.
Yeah.
And props to you.
Yeah.
God, this relationship. 12 years we've been together.
Yes.
Um,
Going on 13.
Always going on that next. This is one thing that you do. You always add an extra year to everything.
I do like to round up.
You've been calling us 40 for a year.
It's true.
We've been 39.
We'll be 41 in
No, we
in
won't.
mere months.
No, we won't. Not everyone knows this, but you are a bit older than me.
By 4 days.
4 days older. Real cougar, real cradle robber.
Cut that.
No, I'm definitely not cutting that. That's so funny. But this, I guess, the sense of control makes sense for why you want to direct, or why you have directed. But the wanting to be alone and in your head, and also the sense of control is also you lose it a lot as a director because so many things that you have planned are out the window. You've got to be improvising on the moment, making so many decisions. What do you think drives you toward that?
I think the directing is, I love more the leadership quality of directing where you get to be the one that says to that person, whether it's the DP or the actor or set deck, it's you got this.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the vision and then I want to see what you're going to do with it. And I like that part of directing.
Yeah, the collaboration.
The collaboration, yeah. I don't think, to me, there is really no control as a director. It's an absolute, your hands are off the wheels.
You're just keeping up.
Yeah, but I do love seeing everybody feeling really proud of themselves when the music sings together. That doesn't make sense.
It does make sense. I mean, that sentence doesn't make sense, but the image does.
Yes, you know what I mean. It's when everyone is hitting that beat or hitting their marks. Or
and there's perfect harmony is coming out because everyone's in tune.
It's surprising to think I'm a writer.
Then it's okay, but this microphone's scary.
The microphone is scary. I
Yeah.
also find in real life I tend to choose words that don't quite work together. My brother Dusty does that as well.
Yeah, well, Dusty's a dum-dum.
No.
That's why he can't put words together. Love you, Dusty. Wish you listened. So, but you know what's so funny too is like as an actor who doesn't love theater, you've done a lot of multicam acting, which is in front of a live audience.
Which felt like a mean curse from God. I was like, why does this keep happening? Because that was the most terrifying experience. Anything that's like public facing scares me. Like I remember like the first time we did a table read for my Fiona, it was like an hour before the table read. It's the first table read I'm ever doing of a script of mine. And I was thinking about how can I get out of this? And legit, I thought about if I break my arm,
Oh my gosh.
I could get this thing canceled.
Wow.
Because I don't know how to do this right now.
That was a real thought that passed.
That
through.
was, I remember like being in our bedroom looking around. I was like, what would be the quickest way to break my arm?
Oh my god. I have had that thought when I was a child about getting shots or
Oh,
needle or
wow.
like blood drawn.
Okay, so that's how I feel about
I thought like, how can I would hide in the hospital, like in the like doctor's office, so the doctor couldn't there's not like places to hide, but I anything to get away. There's no rational thought in that
But
moment.
that
Just like,
seems
I
more
cannot-
rational than like doing a table read with your friends.
Like you planned it.
Yeah.
Like you produced this table
yeah.
read that
I'm
now
like,
you
hey, do you
don't
want to
be
come
a part.
over and
Yeah.
read my script?
There's
And
already pizza here.
now I'm like, these assholes coming over. How dare they? I must break my arm. Even like our wedding day, like before walking down the aisle, I was so scared of everybody looking at me.
Yeah.
So like watching people on stage, and when you get to experience as an audience member that moment of just like complete vulnerability where they feel so raw and ripped of any sort of plan, I'm just like in awe of that.
Is that why you love the theater so much?
I think so. I like to be a part of someone else's, I guess, maybe uncomfortable moment.
Right. And for a lot of these performers, it's not
Oh,
uncomfortable.
well.
It's like like I feel the most myself when I'm
On stage.
Yeah, just because I'm not distracted, I'm not wondering. I love theater so much because first of all, there's all this family creation that
Yeah.
happens during the rehearsal process. You really get to dig deep into every little moment and scene and figure it out. So by the time you're on stage, all those things are already set in place where it's even like options are on the table. You can still improvise because you've worked so much.
Yeah. It's
Which
a real
means like
throw it
anything
away.
happens with the audience, with my fellow cast member, I am protected by the preparation.
Yeah, okay.
You know, and so I just feel so at ease there. And there's nothing like my ADD has no space because I'm so present with this other person. Because I have to be, because there's 100 to 1,000 people out there watching me
Yeah.
right now.
I mean, it's incredible to witness.
Yeah, I love it too.
Yeah, I love the theater. I just from walking in and seeing the set before the actors have walked on stage. It's just so romantic.
It is romantic.
And I always get a little bit emotional. I always think I might cry right as the show starts, especially if it's a musical, especially if there's a live orchestra. Oh my God! Like,
Why?
I guess I think it's a very present moment for every single person in that room.
Yeah.
I think we're all feeling that, like we're all inhaling, where it's about to start. The lights are dimming. We're all anticipating the same exact thing. You can feel this, like, it's almost like a spiritual connection. And I get emotional.
That is something for me too. It's like that, if somebody on stage is really tense, at times the audience will start to get headaches. Because
Oh,
we all
wow.
have these mirror neurons. So when somebody's experienced something, the empathy is like we will almost mirror what they are doing.
Interesting. Okay.
So the whole audience is almost breathing together, breathing at the same rate based on what's happening. You'll hear a collective gasp
yeah.
at the same time. Why I love going to see movies in the theater.
Yeah.
All these different.
I like that experience less just because of people eating popcorn loudly.
Yeah, you got misophonia.
I do have misophonia.
You don't like, well, I don't even want to say the word because I said a word recently and you're like, not even like to hear
I don't
that.
even, yeah.
So you don't like, what don't
Yes.
you like?
Exactly.
Can you tell me what you don't like?
I don't even like saying the words. I don't like the words to
doesn't
describe
like
the
mouth
things.
sounds.
I don't.
That's the word we're dancing around
I
right
don't
now.
even like the word.
You don't like chewing. You don't like snapping of gum. You don't like the sound of a toothbrush in a mouth.
Listen, I'll tell you something. That's new,
Yeah.
first of all. That's a new one.
Yeah.
You never know what it's going to be.
Yeah. But it actually is a real thing.
It's a real.
Misophonia affects a lot of people, and what it actually causes feelings of rage
Yes.
when you hear these sounds.
Yes. It's problematic. But it's said that people with misophonia are actually really intelligent.
Say that a little bit louder.
We're very intelligent people.
Yeah. For someone who doesn't like ASMR, I'm going to just come up on that mic.
I won't be able to listen to it though.
No, you can't. This part, Kelly, don't listen to this part. Say
I
it, tell
can't
us.
handle ASMR. I can't even it's like I have to scramble if it's like someone like starts
Scramble.
it, like it's like no, make it stop. So theater community experience versus movie, I go theater.
Yeah. Before we get into the play, tell me a little bit about like what are you exploring in Stag and the Bull, which is this
Stag
script
and
that
the
you
Bull.
have written that has really taken off. It got you a great management. It got you a great agent. It got you in touch with so many different production companies that
Yeah.
wanted to meet you after they read it. And now it's literally being produced. You have a director attached. It's out there. It's to like, there's so exciting.
It's so exciting.
Can you tell us about what it's about?
Yeah, it's about a couple that they've hit a kind of a plateau in their relationship, and I think the wife more than the husband is like desperate to revive something. I think there's a fear of loss. I'm going so micro in it right now. I'm not doing a good log line for you, but they're plateauing. She wants to revive it. They come up with an idea of how to do so, yet they have the worst communication on the planet, and I think by avoiding all the tough conversations, they get themselves into a situation that they can't get themselves out of. And it just snowballs from there.
That's as much as you want to say about it.
I think so.
Keep it a little secret.
I think so.
Let's just say it's hot. It's an erotic
Oh, yes.
thriller.
It's an erotic thriller. It's sexy as fuck. It made me blush writing it.
Yeah.
I think the
I'll
person...
tell you what, it must have been exciting to think, oh, all these Hollywood execs are like getting excited reading this sexual
Well, it
foray.
was the kind of thing that when I was writing it, I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know if I could ever have anyone read this.
Yeah.
Because I was so disturbed.
How do I break my arm right now before they send the script out?
You were the one I was most scared to read it because it felt so...
Because I'm so conservative.
No, but just like, I think with any writer, you're writing a part of yourself into every single character. So pick and choose the parts that are me or not. That's up to someone else's decision. I'm not going to say either way, but like it's very vulnerable. And a script like that was extremely...
Yeah.
Like I'm still like getting blushy thinking about it. But I love writing. I love relationships. I love writing about relationships. And I love when you write something that feels dangerous to you.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's something you haven't said out loud. And sometimes you can't say it out loud. Sometimes there's no place to say it out loud, you know?
Yeah.
There's no opportunity. So it's putting in the work and giving that shit to another character and letting them figure it out.
I love that. And I think it's really wild how over these 20 shows, I've done a kind of exceptional job of choosing the right guest for each show I
You
go
have.
to. And
I'm a big fan of this show, by the way. I agree. I've
so glad you're here.
Episode.
Longtime fan, first time guest.
Me.
And I feel like this one really is so perfect, especially when we're dealing with all of these writers. We're dealing with literally 4 writers, 2 that are specifically poets, 2 others that are novelists. And one of the stories that's written by Sally is very much like it's exposing, it's vulnerable. Her first book that really got her on the map was something that was telling of her not that this is what Stag and the Bull is, but it's exposing parts of yourself that like, are you even ready to expose all of that?
Yeah.
And just to give you a little bit, we did go and see Sylvia Sylvia Sylvia. It was opening night.
At the Geffen.
Which is so exciting, always so fun. And I'll just give you the synopsis that the Geffen gives us. That it's in this playbill right here. But Sally, a once celebrated novelist grappling with writer's block and overshadowed by her husband Theo's rising literary fame, seeks solace and inspiration in the iconic Boston apartment once inhabited by Sylvia Plath and Ted Hughes. But when eerie encounters begin to blur the line between inspiration and madness, Sally is forced to question what's real, what's imagined, and what her art may truly cost her. It was so
Confronting.
wonderful. It was confronting.
It was very confronting on so many levels. And I mean that positively.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, it really is that thing of if you tell a specific and true story, it will relate universally.
Yes.
Sometimes you think, I've got to be universal in my storytelling so I can match all 4 quadrants of people. But actually, the more micro you can get into specificity of sharing real shit, the more that people watch it go, yeah, I see it. I see it in my life.
I see myself in that.
Or I see it in my friend's life. Or I see it in my parents' life. Or I see it in my siblings' life. Like this one, there were so many moments that I was like, whoa, I relate.
Yeah. I mean, at times terrifyingly so.
Right.
And in a way that made me uncomfortable. But I think anytime that happens, you go, well, fuck, at least it's not just me. Like
I think so too.
You know?
That's one of my favorite things about any kind of art is it makes you feel less alone.
Yes.
And I thought they did a wonderful job of that by not shying away from all the darkness and by finding comedy in the darkest
moments.
The moments that were like, oh, we shouldn't be laughing here, and we're laughing.
Yeah.
By the way, I should have said this at the beginning, but I will say it now as we're getting into the play. I'm going to also repeat something that's in the playbill. The production and also this podcast and review of it contains discussions of miscarriage, depression, and suicide. And I'm going to read this out loud as well because I think it's important. If you or someone you know is in crisis or thinking about self-harm or suicide, there is help available. Call or text 988 for the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline because this deals with that. And I also love a warning, a precursor like that to make people aware because triggers are all over this one.
Yeah.
We deal with a lot of different trauma and disorders as we're dealing with the different timelines in this show.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, I think what I loved most is how dark, and it was written by Beth Hyland and directed by Joe Bonney, which, by the way, Joe Bonney, unbelievable resume, this woman. She's Australian born.
No way. No way. Are you serious? Where from?
Australia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, me too.
That's as deep as the research went for me. But she's Tony Award nominated. She works primarily in new works, helping shepherd them and collaborate with the writer to help the work find its best footing moving forward.
Was this the first version of it on stage?
This is the world premiere of Sylvia, Sylvia, Sylvia. So
it was so lived in.
Yeah.
And clean and effortless and knew exactly what it was. That's all I got.
Yeah. And I don't think, and I want to make sure everyone understands the connection I was making there. Kelly is Australian born.
Yes, that was not me just trying on accents.
No, that was a real accent from your childhood, but you have, because when you decided to come to America and be an actor, you took...
Yeah, well, I had this weird hybrid accent because my mom's American, my dad's Australian, and they were like, you need one of each. So I took voice coaching for full Australian, full American. And at a certain point...
I didn't even know you took voice coaching for full Australian.
Yes, because I had like this hybrid accent. And they were like, it doesn't work in either medium. You didn't know that?
I knew that you took the one to have an American dialect.
Oh, no. So I had to do... She taught me phonetics.
Guys, 12 years in, you can still be learning new things about your relationship.
Yeah, so we did it with phonetics, and then we would like alternate between like both accents. And
wow, that's wild.
Melissa Agnew, that was my coach, and she was incredible. It was tough.
Wow.
She was like Whiplash, but like with accents.
Yeah.
She would turn me away if I hadn't done my homework.
Good.
Yeah, it's expensive, and I'd like call my mom, and be like, you need to pick me up like 5 minutes later. And she still had to pay for the class. It was,
dang.
Yeah, really taught me, like, don't show up unprepared to anything, ever.
So, yeah, so this is, like, very much like a tragic comic thriller. It's about art sanity. It has a lot of feminist angles, and it deals with creative pressure, which I think we can both really relate to.
Yeah.
Having that creative pressure bearing down on you and what it will lead you to do or... how it'll make you crack at times.
Yeah.
What I really loved about this, especially like from just like specifically from the feminist angle, is you're dealing with this woman, Sally, and she's got this deadline for this book. She has previous success, and now she's got to prove it again, and she's very much dealing with writer's block. And so she wants to write about Sylvia Plath and moves into Sylvia Plath's apartment that she had lived in Boston with her husband, Ted Hughes. And then Sylvia Plath begins to haunt her and come into her world. And you get to really deal with what it was like to be a woman in 1958 versus what it's like to be a woman now, modern relationships versus past relationships. And one of the things I really loved was, because whether she's actually being haunted or it's all something within her own imagination.
Isn't it funny? I didn't even question it.
Right. She's definitely...
I was like, 100 P's, Sylvia's there. Yeah.
I think it's open to interpretation.
That makes more sense.
I think, look, it's within the magic of the show. Of course it's real, but maybe maybe we're only seeing a projection of what's happening inside her brain.
Yeah, no, that just didn't... I believe in ghosts, so I was like, why wouldn't Sylvia be there to, have a bit of a chat about creative experiences.
The one thing for me that made me wonder about that and question it was how different Sylvia was in the past versus how she was when she came into the future.
Whoa, yep.
When she came in and was dealing with Sally, she was like so alpha.
Yeah, but you're missing Sylvia lived a whole life from when she was living in that apartment till when she died. So
Mhm.
Sylvia was coming back with her experience after that time.
Sure.
That's why.
That's I think both I think yes, I think maybe she have had life experience that led her to that, but she also just felt like also in relation to a woman versus a man. For Sylvia Plath in 1958, how she speaks to her husband versus how she speaks to this modern woman who thinks
Yeah.
she knows what she's doing. I just loved that difference in like that actress who played Sylvia Plath, Mariana Gaylis, who played Sylvia. By the way, Juilliard trained. She was just so. I loved how clear her relationships were
Yes.
and how separate they were.
Yeah, she was amazing.
Yeah,
She
let's
was so
talk about
commanding.
this whole cast.
Oh my God, what a good
And
cast.
Beth Hyland, props to
Oh.
Beth Hyland. What a script. When I first read the script, because I read it when they were doing
That's
the
right,
workshop,
because you've had this in your head for a bit.
I loved it so much that I taught it in my acting class.
And that was like, what, 6 months ago?
Maybe longer.
Yeah.
Because it was when they were doing the workshop of it. So it was a while ago before they went into the full production. And this whole cast, Midori Francis, who played Sally, she was on Sex Lives of College Girls. She was, she's really doing the heaviest lift in this show. And it was beyond impressive to experience her go
She goes through it.
through
She
a
goes
full
through it.
manic experience, through the creative turmoil of being in writer's block and trying to fight through it, and having had a suicide attempt in her own past that her husband was always very nervous about. And then her husband, played by Noah Kaishian, who played Theo. My God, what I loved about him was he was playing this very NPR listening, like New York based kind of nerd writer, and he did it without making it a caricature at all. I totally believed it, and he, while he brought so much lightness and also this like modern therapist speak to every part of their relationship, I was like, God, this all feels like really lived in and true,
Yes.
while also being hilarious because it's kind of skewering. Where have we gone in relationships? Is this healthy? Is this overdoing it? What's he doing behind closed doors? Is it an excuse? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's still taking liberties. He's still having secrets. But he's acting as if he's so modern.
It's like, how performative is his feminism? And does he know how performative it is himself?
Right.
Yeah. It was really, each character, you could just do like an entire study on each one of them.
And Killian O'Sullivan as Ted, who he was raised in Ireland. He was such a wonderful actor as Ted Hughes, who's kind of a monstrous character.
I hated him immediately.
But I will say, as much as he was monstrous and dark as this character, he found ways of bringing levity and joy, and you could see where the love between him and
I was
Sylvia.
also attracted to him immediately.
Don't whisper, Cal. They're gonna hear you. You can't hide. Just tell them that you were attracted to him immediately.
I hated him and I was attracted all at the same time, and it was confusing.
You're gonna practice saying these things full voice.
No, I'm gonna. No.
You're gonna be interviewed so many times about your sexy movie.
Oh my God, stop. He was. But you know, it's like, is he a villain or is he a man of his time? Question mark.
Totally.
You know?
Totally a product of his own generation.
Exactly.
And society at that time. But I think what he did is he didn't, and probably this is wonderful, you know, the writing by Beth and also the directing by Joe, of us not just being in the darkness of this poet man. He also had just like warmth and kindness. And I actually really loved this moment when he took Sylvia through, like, trying to help her through her own process. And he sat her down and he took the time to really be present with her and guide her through this meditation.
That's so interesting. I found that to be so manipulative.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go on.
I was like very disturbed by that moment, actually. I felt like he was almost like manipulating an outcome that worked for him. I mean, there was a moment in that where he's asking her in this meditation, hypnotism, because he hypnotizes her. And he asks her, like, will you love our child more than me?
Yes. No, it got dark.
It got dark. I don't know that it
started dark. I think it started
there
as
was
a gift.
nefarious. I think there was nefarious. I don't think there was a gift.
How would you feel if I guided you through?
I would never invite that in.
If I said, let's just do a guided meditation. What if I
No.
said, let's do it together?
No.
What if I invited you to, like, let's do a couples meditation? Kelly,
someone
close your
else's.
eyes.
Nope. There's no way.
Take a deep breath in
Absolutely not.
and breath out.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, well, we tried.
Yeah, no, I think I feel like that moment specifically was about him wanting peace for his work.
Yeah.
And he's an interesting character because it's similar to the other husband, right? Like what's performative and what's real, and how much do they even understand in themselves? You know, he's married to a writer at a time where women weren't really career driven,
Right.
even like as artists. And you meet him, and he seems like extremely encouraging of her and has belief in her. And then I feel like I don't know if he slowly doesn't have belief in her, or his mask comes off.
Right.
You know.
Well, it's clear that he has fear. You know, that's very much a thing in that time that I think we're still dealing with today of what's a man's role in a relationship and what's a woman's role, and who's allowed to have success and who's not allowed to have success, and who's the breadwinner. And I loved the moment that happened between Sally and Theo, where it was like, you know, my whatever family member of hers, I think it was her grandmother, who said, sometimes you're the flower and sometimes you're the gardener.
Yeah.
And I've been the flower for so long, and now it's your turn. And them admitting to each other, I don't think I'm a very good gardener.
Yeah.
And he's saying, I don't think I'm a very good flower.
No, it's so true. And it's like that awareness that we have now to have the dialogue like that today.
Where in the past, it's like, no, one gardener, one flower.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And how dare you try to switch?
Yeah.
But I want to believe there's a version where we both, can have these equal parts. But I don't think society was set up for that back then. And I don't think they had the vocabulary to work around it or work through that angst on either side.
Yeah.
So it's like going back to is he a villain? No. He's a product of that time.
And let me talk about this, the scenic design.
Oh my God.
For this, because we're in the same apartment, but the apartment has gone through changes over the years from 1958 to 2025 or 2026.
Yeah.
Right. And so literally, because the actual, and by the way, the whole automation of the set is run by my good friend Enrique Garcia.
Shout out.
Shout out, Enrique. It's wonderful. So they're actually back there, and it's so cool how these set pieces move around. There's so many tracks that are built into the Geffen. So imperceptibly at times, there's walls moving and shifting and whole rooms entering and going in such a way that it was subtle, but realistic, but effortless. It was just so wonderful. The scenic design by Studio Bent was just unbelievable.
It was mesmerizing.
Yeah.
When I was so excited each time, when I first noticed how different the set looked from the past to the present.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to see it again now. Did I mess it up?
No, you didn't mess anything up. I just wanted a little bit closer to you
Okay.
because you're a little bit quieter.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes when you get nervous
I'm not nervous.
No, when you get nervous or something gets a little bit too touchy, you get quiet. Because
Okay.
you're trying to hide. So I'm trying to make sure we hear all your little quiet moments.
And this is why I'm a writer now. It's these things.
Yeah.
It's these little things. It wasn't that I liked it better. It made more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, the set was incredible.
Yeah, and I think not only the transition of the apartment and the walls and the set pieces that moved so beautifully, but the way the magic of theater with this and the genius of the direction where you were so focused on something over here, like a magician saying, look at this hand, while they're doing something
Yeah.
right in front of you that you're not even aware of. That the lighting as well as the action was guiding us in one direction, then we look over and suddenly everything's changed. Even with the introduction of characters, sometimes whoa, where did they come from?
Yeah, you couldn't preempt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you couldn't see it coming. It was an absolutely it was very graceful. That's the word I'd use.
That's a great word for it. And I will say I'm always impressed when there's a working sink on stage. I don't care. I don't care that it's I know it's hard. I know, but I also know it's oh, cool, there's water coming out of a sink. I love it.
I didn't even notice it.
The moment he walked over there and started washing a dish, Theo, I was like, yes, a working sink on stage. That's so cool.
And I'm just like, bop, bop, bop. I hate him, but he's hot too.
No, Theo, not Ted. Theo.
Oh, then I wasn't thinking that. See, I don't even know the part. The working sink didn't. It was lost on me.
Oh,
I'm not
gosh,
appreciating these
I love
moments.
the stagecraft of a working sink. I love when people have a working oven or stove and they cook on stage. I love all of that.
Yeah, I
so
guess I
much.
need to respect and appreciate those moments more.
It takes a lot of work. And for
I'm
not
thinking about
much
it
for some
now.
audience members.
Yeah, I know.
Wasted on
Is
you.
it even worth it?
Yes. It is always worth it. Always worth it. And also the lighting design by Lap Chi Chu. There was this moment, and I won't spoil it, but there's a pie, and the pie is lit so perfectly on stage, and then the manic cleaning of it, and it felt like it took a long time, but it didn't. It was actually just honoring how long it takes to clean that up.
Yes.
And it was perfectly lit. And while that was happening, so many other things back behind us were changing and
Yep.
shifting, and people were changing and shifting.
But I couldn't take my eyes off the pie cleanup. I was like,
Because it was storytelling.
fixated.
It wasn't just
Yeah.
because like it's so easy to just be like, okay, move on to over here, and then in the dark, a stagehand comes in and cleans
it
that.
was very purposeful. Every single moment felt like it was there for a reason.
And
Like
it was character building,
Yep.
and it would push the plot forward, and it helped us understand where Sally was in this moment based on how she was cleaning it. Like it was expertly acted, expertly directed, expertly lit. Like it was just mwah.
It's the kind of show that I could definitely see twice, which I wouldn't say about a ton of
Yeah.
theater, but I could watch it again knowing where it lands to kind of track it from a different perspective.
It is wild for a show that goes so dark and so tragic in so many ways. We're literally dealing with Sylvia Plath, who did commit suicide, and that's one of the things that if someone says her name, that's what most people know about.
Yeah.
That we had so much comedy and humor and humanity.
It was like within like the framework of of the script though. Like it was in there.
Totally.
It was so woven in the levity of it. And
Yes.
it was so true to life. Because if you think back to any dark moments you've experienced, there's some sort of levity with, snaking in there.
Yes.
And they really nailed that.
It's absolute expert writing.
Yeah. And it didn't feel gimmicky. It didn't feel put on.
Mm-hmm.
It felt so honest.
There was something also that the main characters dealt with that I felt I related to in our relationship was at times having a shared creative space.
Yeah, sure.
And both couples did. The past couple,
Yep.
the future couple, or the present couple. And I was like, yeah, I get that. And having having to have, even after 10 years of marriage or 12 years of relationship, having to be like, I need you to know right now that this is not a time where I can take in new information.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I know. When he was cleaning up around her when she was like in her
Oh
writing,
my God.
I was like, sir, leave the fucking room.
But
She's
he did
in
it on
the
purpose
zone.
because he also had like a purpose behind that. He wasn't just like, oh, I didn't realize that you were
No,
doing that.
I know. But I was like, as I'd been
And from his side, go ahead.
well, for me, I was like, she finally felt like she'd had some sort of breakthrough, and she's like writing through it. And he's now like trying to stop her. And I understand why he's stopping her. I know she's not in a good mental space, but the writer of me was like, just let her finish her fucking pages. Let her figure out later that maybe these pages aren't great, but do not like get the fuck out.
And he's over here very subtly being like, we should stop doing this.
I know.
Don't you think, maybe? Just these, and that was such a long period with no dialogue where the communication in the relationship made so much sense and was so layered.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah. No, I was just like, get out of the room. Leave. Go to bed. You tired? Get out.
And the other thing I can really relate to was writing and drinking straight from a 2-liter of Diet Coke.
Oh my God. It was so feral. We've all been in that like creative space where it's just like, I don't know the last time I've showered.
Yeah.
I'm just eating to survive.
Yeah.
Just putting food in so I have energy, or Diet Coke or coffee, or back in the day, cigarettes. Like just keeping my body moving.
Mm-hmm.
It's a feral time.
Um,
And then you come out of it and you're like, what just happened?
Right.
Where have I been? I love and hate those moments.
I don't think that I've ever been that deep in a moment like that.
I feel like I get there with every script at some point.
That at some point you just go into like, you can't see anything else.
Yeah, I am completely off this planet and I've left.
Yeah, tunnel visioned into the creative
Yes,
process.
and if anyone tries to bother me, or if anyone tries to pull me out, or if a dog needs to be walked, it's just like the audacity of life existing at the same time this is.
And now you brick your phone.
Yeah, because I'm like, nobody fuck with me.
Yeah.
We're talking about the brick, the actual brick that you can get.
It's actually a physical piece
Yeah.
that won't let you open certain apps on your phone without having that physical piece on your phone. And you'll leave it at home and go
I'm out.
leave somewhere to write.
Because I don't want to be interrupted. I mean, I have like those, I'm obsessed with those focus features on your phone too.
Mm-hmm.
So I have like a work focus that only people in my work or my family or you can get in touch with me. Everyone else is like, I'll see your messages tonight.
Where's your favorite Diet Coke from?
Oh, like where to get it?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone loves a Macca's.
It's a McDonald's.
Macca's
is Australian for
DC
McDonald's.
is incredible. Very rarely you'll get a Diet Coke can and you'll put it over ice. And that first sip is extraordinary. It's extraordinary. It's like there's something about it, but it's rare.
For me, it is McDonald's
Yeah.
or In-N-Out or the at-home can of Diet Coke in a cup with ice
And
with
a
a
lime.
squeeze of lime
Yes.
through a
Decadent.
straw.
I'm not a big fan of the straw.
A reusable straw.
No, I just don't like straws because I smoked cigarettes
No,
for too
I know,
long.
but that wasn't for you. That was for the turtles.
I care about them too.
Couple of quotes I really love that I just want to share really quick. And I just think this one was so, and this again, I think also something for writers is like not being afraid of the simple. I remember this one quote once of anybody can make something complicated, only a genius can make it simple.
You love that quote.
Have I said it a lot?
I don't know if you said it on here a lot. You've said it to me a lot.
A lot?
Sometimes I wonder if you're trying to tell me something.
I don't think I said it on here once.
Well, then you're saying it to me a lot.
Just you.
And I'm like, he said it again.
I feel like I only said it a couple times, but it keeps repeating maybe.
Well,
Okay, maybe I say it all the time. Who knows? Anyway.
it's usually after you read my work.
No, that's not true.
Joking.
The quote was, and I think is simple, but also genius. How can you be honest in your work if you can't be honest in your life?
Oh, that one hit.
Yeah.
That one hit because I'm currently in a little bit of a. I don't believe in writer's block. I just believe that like I haven't cracked it yet,
Yeah.
and that one shoved me in the gut. It was a couple punches.
There were 7 or 8 moments in this show where there were quotes like that you could feel the whole audience either take a deep breath in or have a
Especially in somewhere like LA, you've got so many creatives.
But some of them weren't even creative, like the relationship stuff.
Oh.
Where you can relate no matter what your life is, be it creative or
I found the jealousy thread really interesting on both relationships. And just
jealousy
this-
of work and
jealousy
and
of
success.
And that, especially the current and like the current timeline jealousy, where it's this like interesting dichotomy of at the exact same time, I'm happy and jealous of this person. And I'm
Right.
living these two emotions, extreme versions of them in this one moment. And like, when he announced good news
Yeah.
and she's responding and I can hear that there's real authentic joy, but it's hard not to turn the mirror on yourself and be like, why is that not me?
Yeah.
And I think I experienced that with you when we were both actors,
Mm-hmm.
where I felt like there was a time where we were both working our asses off and I wasn't moving forward in the way you were. And I remember when you would come home and you've booked something and this feeling of like elation and also this feeling of like devastation for self.
Mm.
And I think I've told you this, where one time I had to Google how to get rid of jealousy.
Wow.
I never told you that.
Maybe. I don't think so.
Ooh. Okay, well, let's get real. Because I hated it. I just hated that was getting in the way of happiness
Yeah.
for not just my partner, my friend, who works his ass off, who deserved it,
Yeah.
So watching those moments in the show really spoke to me.
I think any relationship where there's 2 people in the creative arts, or really in any relationship where people are in the same industry, or any relationship where 2 people are trying to work and take and bring something of value to the relationship and the family, it's hard not to get into a place of comparison. Like, we are, as humans, pattern building machines.
Yeah.
We storytell, and we're looking at these patterns, and it's impossible to not storytell or create patterns without comparison. And so, like, so much of like understanding myself in a relationship comes from me comparing myself to my partner.
Isn't there a saying, comparison is the thief of joy, or did I make that up? Or is there something else is the thief
No,
of
that's
joy?
I think that many things can be the thief of joy. Maybe comparison is the one that's the main.
Maybe I read that when I Googled how to get rid of jealousy.
Yeah, maybe you did, and you learned a lot. And I thought it was so. I think that it's so real, and it's so real. It's something that we've experienced, and I think any relationship does.
I think it's human to experience it.
Yes.
I think if you're denying that feeling, then something's wrong.
Right.
Or
Or saying like, I don't feel like that.
Yeah. Then I'm
I
like,
only celebrate my partner.
it's like, okay, let's unpack that
You're gonna
later.
explode later.
Yeah.
Um,
But no, they did such a great job of like integrating that into the story where it wasn't about that, but it was such an important, impactful part of it.
but I think about that in acting too, of how can you be honest in your work if you can't be honest in your life. It's like so many people have like, oh well, I say, do you ever do this? Like when I'm teaching acting and someone's having trouble performing some kind of activity in a scene or having some kind of like mode of communication in a scene, and I say, well, when do you do this in your regular life? And they're like, oh, I don't. I was like, okay, well, that makes sense why this is challenging for you to do now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you've got to be open about this in your regular life if you hope to have any experience to draw upon to be able to help this character go through
Yeah,
that.
and it's like about being brave and taking risks, not in your work, but in your life,
Yeah.
so that your work, it's available for your work. I think with you and when you quit drinking, your work got so much better because
Just
of
more honesty.
Exactly, because you were hiding a lot from yourself in that time, and
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm not going to go down that path.
and that's not. You can cut it. It never happened. I didn't see nothing.
No, I'm keeping it in. I'm just not going down that path.
I didn't see nothing.
I thought one of the things about Theo that was so funny is how at times it felt like his affirmations or even like his therapist talk was mildly aggressive.
Sure.
I was like, aggressive affirmations, aggressive therapy speak.
Yeah.
Where I was like, wow, this is a way of getting out aggression in his way.
Yeah. Wow. I hadn't thought of that, but you're so right.
You know, and I was like, no wonder it's being received in such a like back off way. It's like
Well, he's weaponizing
totally
therapy speech, therapy talk.
totally.
Yeah. I would have been like, take a fucking seat, dude.
Ooh, yeah. Sorry. Do you want to say more?
No, I want to hear what you have to say right now.
Ooh,
yeah.
ooh.
This better be good.
It better be. One of the other lines that I really love that really got me. You have to earn the name of writer every day.
Oh, God. Yep.
You don't just
Heather-
get to say, I wrote, so now I'm a writer. Every day, you have to
Yes.
re-earn that title. And that reminded me also just of acting. I think there's times in life where, life is a balance, right? So we're always balancing what's your survival job, what's going on with your family, your dogs, and then what's your passion, what's your career, and how much time are you really spending putting toward that, or are you just waiting for the next audition to come in? Are you actually a writer, or are you just like you have to earn that title every day is such a beautiful phrase.
Yes. It's kind of takes away from the romanticizing of being a writer.
Right.
You know?
I think it makes it more romantic.
I think, but like I think there's a lot of like this idea of being a writer, this idea of like channeling inspiration and just like what I was saying earlier, it's like you fall into the work and the work becomes you. And that's the romanticizing. The earning the part of being a writer is showing up when you don't feel that way.
Right.
And showing up uncomfortable and finding a way to like turn that voice off, which kind of was Sylvia for Sally in the show, to turn that voice off is like you suck.
Yeah.
And that's earning it. It's moving through that and going, I hear you, I'm gonna ignore you, and I'm gonna be louder.
Yeah.
Than that the passive aggressive voice, depending on who you are as a writer. Mine's passive aggressive.
Well, and the other aspect of it that I think is important, and it was something, it was just a meme, but it was a video, I think, of maybe Neil deGrasse Tyson talking. And he was talking about people who, maybe it was Andrew Huberman, I don't know, one of them, but about people who procrastinate and wait till the deadline, and how there's the people who do it often and are successful at it are actually their brains during that time of when they have a task to do and when it's actually done. The brain between the time when they get the task and the time when they actually start working on it is working on it behind the scenes and solving things, so that when they get to that point of like, now I know how I only have just enough time to finish this, the chemicals that are released by the brain in that moment are activated and help you be the most creative that you could possibly be, and you succeed at that task because you've been doing the work in the silence.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I love doing that, but it's not, I don't know if it's healthy, but this video made me think it was healthy. So either Neil deGrasse Tyson or Andrew Huberman made me feel like I could do that more often.
I don't know. I feel it's kind of like qualifying procrastination or
They're literally talking about the chemicals in the brain and the processes.
Well, I think it was interesting because a lot of the show is like Sally's on a time clock.
Yeah.
For her work.
Yeah.
That was giving me insane anxiety.
Of course.
Like I was not handling that well.
You were relating one for one on that one.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, she's got 1 month. How many pages is she? Like that was really affecting me.
Yeah. But I think all that to say that writing or acting, memorizing, going deep into a character, trying to relate to it, you can spend all the time on the page or in front of the computer screen or the typewriter or the journal, whatever. But you have to step away.
Yeah, I think
And that's
I think
part of the work too.
I think that's the bravest part is honoring it ain't happening here in this environment. Me and a computer or me and the page if you're learning lines or stepping away and trusting that it's outside of yourself is scary.
It's outside of yourself and also inside of yourself.
Yeah, but usually it's like you have to get outside of the inside in order for it to like
Whoa,
join
can't keep
forces.
up anymore. Got to
It
get outside
happened
of
to
the
me
inside.
earlier today.
Yeah.
I was like sitting at my computer. I'm like, it's not coming. I put a movie on for inspiration, and like 10 minutes later, I was like, oh, that's what the idea was. That's what I was circling this whole time, but I couldn't crystallize it.
Yeah.
You know, but to get myself to sit on a couch and press play on a movie when I'm in my writing time felt like the biggest failure of the day.
Yeah.
And yet, this happens every time.
Yeah.
And yet, I think we just are.
We're so focused on work being work.
Yeah.
And not thinking that life is also work.
It's like what Sorkin says, where he's like, you know, he's always working when he's sitting down watching like a, you know, basketball game. He's actually working in that moment.
Yeah.
But it's the bravery to honor that that's a part of the process.
You got to live if you're going to tell stories.
Yeah.
You got to have something that actually happened in your life in
Or
order
just
to
collect a lot of shit and then just like, then you're like, I'm good.
You're saying that if you fill your cup up enough, you'll never have to again.
I feel like my cup's pretty full right now. I'm going to need like a couple new things soon, but like,
Sure.
I feel good at the moment.
I don't want to say too much more about this show because the experience of it is the show. The
I
actual
know.
seeing of it and being in that room and the shock of moments and the surprise of how this story unfolds in front of you is really the magic of it.
Yes.
I feel like we've talked around it and about specific moments as much as I kind of want to.
But it really is. It's like it's taking the romance out of an artist's life and the truth of a relationship when it is like when you are dreaming a similar dream.
Yeah. Is there anything else about this show that you want to talk about? Do you feel like there was a way you entered versus the way you exited, that it changed your body chemistry in some way, or any moments that you just really wanted to highlight?
It's like I don't want to talk about the end, but I love the ending felt very earned. It's not the ending I would have wished on her, but it felt earned for Sally's character.
Right.
Like I felt there was still achievement in a way that wasn't what she thought achievement would look like.
Right.
And that was really special. And that really touched me.
Endings are hard.
Endings are so hard.
Yeah.
But it was like, I loved the way they did the ending. I love the way they wrapped everything up. I don't know about you, like I was tearing up in that last couple minutes. Like I really, and even when, I'm sorry, what was her name? The woman that played Sally?
Oh, that was Midori.
Midori. When she came out, you could see her like it falling off her. Like she was like shedding that last moment when she came to take her bow. And even that moment affected me. I was like, God, she just went through it.
Yeah. She has to in
lived
this show.
that.
Midori
Yes.
Francis.
Yeah. She was almost like shuttering it off in this really beautiful, it was a very provocative show.
Yeah. I really hope everyone goes and sees this show.
Yeah, honestly.
Like I could not promote this show enough.
Especially to artists or people that are even curious about that behind the scenes of experiences like this.
Yeah. Or anyone that's interested in historical fiction in any way.
Which I'm a huge fan. You know, I love a biography.
Yeah. Because you get also just kind of like a little bit of the
Snapshot?
Yeah, snapshot
I love a
of
snippet
people's
snapshot.
lives. And
Yeah.
you get to hear about like what happened after and how history was written. It's really incredible in that way.
And also, if you do go see the show, there's a little piece in the playbill about Sylvia and her husband.
That's right. Yeah.
And I'm so happy I read that before watching the show because like the knowledge really helped me understand.
Primed you for it.
Yeah. So that was definitely something I would recommend.
So go and see Sylvia 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 at the Geffen Playhouse running through March 8th. You need to go see it. You must go see this show. It was so wonderful to see it with Kelly Walker and to talk to you today on Valentine's Day. It feels like we had a real nice Valentine's Day like night at the theater. And a nice
Yeah.
chat after.
We
And now
still
we're
have
going to go
more-
see a movie
yeah,
tonight.
we still have more things coming.
Going to see Wuthering Heights.
As a couple that doesn't celebrate Valentine's Day, we've really done it.
Really did
yeah,
this
we did a
Valentine's
good
Day
job.
up.
Yeah.
Kelly, where should people follow you to find out what's going on in your writer life?
I'm not a great poster on social media.
But they should still go and follow you there.
It's at kellywalker.me,
Yeah.
which I don't love. And maybe I will change. I don't like the .me, but I didn't know what else to do. But let's unpack that.
It used
another
to
day.
be at Girl Down Under.
That's
but you thought
true.
you had to grow up.
Yeah, the girl, now that I'm almost 40.
Woman Down Under.
Woman down under.
Yeah.
At kellywalker.me on social, on Instagram. Yeah. I mean,
Watch out for Stag and the Bull. Go
Yes.
and watch My Fiona. Where
Yeah.
can they watch My Fiona?
They can watch My Fiona. I actually don't know. That's crazy. That's terrible.
I thought you like didn't want to say the name of the company or
no,
something.
I didn't. I honestly
Google My Fiona.
No, you know what I do for anything that I want to watch? I go to justwatch.com.
Oh.
And that's how I can figure out where I want to watch anything in any country.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Just watch. So, Kelly, you'd like to promote justwatch.com for this moment?
Justwatch.com.
Great.
And then you can type in My
Go
Fiona.
follow at kellywalker.me on Instagram. We don't love it, but we're using it. Watch My Fiona. Go to justwatch.com to find out how, wherever you are. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
for
This is so
joining
fun.
me.
I want to come to more shows, but I know
Well, maybe you'll be my first repeat guest.
that would be lovely. I'd be honored.
We'll see. I've promised that to quite a few at this point.
I have heard that. I have been listening.
Who will be the first one? Now I've kind of forced myself into it being you. Thank you so much for listening all the way to the end. As always, let me know if there's any shows you'd like me to see, guests you'd like me to have on, or segments you'd like in this podcast. And that's all. Bye!
We got big theater kid energy. Look out, we project, we sing out, Louise. Never market, always go full out. Pakaka-pakaka. John Patrick Shanley never had a doubt. Our voices are warm, fan kicks are high. We've got perfect form. We say thank you, five. Taka-taka-taka-taka. Grab your prop, charge all the glow take. Curtains going up. 5, 6, 7, 8. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba. We got big theater kid